Yeah, I just felt like, other than the first maybe 6 minutes that they got a lot of lobs and hadn't quite figured them out, and the pace at which they ran some of their stuff,
Yeah.
I thought they got some really good looks. But the difference in the game to me, it looked like, was we shot the three a little bit better,
Yeah.
and that helped us. And what I thought they did a really good job at was getting to the rim and getting fouled. Again, they get a lot more foul shots than we do. And you know, thankfully their three wasn't they weren't falling, but again, I think that in turn, because of that, they were, ducking their head and getting us into some foul trouble and getting to the line. And that's the frustrating thing, but that's a sign of a really good team that can do that. They can hurt you in a lot of different ways. And I just felt we're really fortunate that they didn't make threes tonight, and I think we guarded really, really pretty hard and really good. And offense continues to be a mystery sometimes to us, but I think we were pretty solid on the defensive end.
Did you about lose your mind when Deshara and Heiser both shoot on that possession?
Well, it's my fault. I mean, I thought of that. I mean, it's, after it happens, you're like, well, I should have called a timeout. I mean, it's, I could have controlled that and didn't. And so I feel more responsible than that. Sometimes I think that's the heat of it, and it's going so fast, and maybe you're at an angle where you don't see the shot clock. I mean, you can't see it from this angle, and you're certainly not going to look at the other end. And, that's just two players that are trying to ice the game for you, and great players, and made great plays and ran down rebounds. And a lot of good things happened in that possession. And it looked, and most of the time you're thrilled when they go attack the rim like that. Maybe not this time, though, but it's one of those things that you live and learn, and I learned in that, and I should have controlled it a little bit better.
Well, when Deshara ices it at the free throw line, where she struggled the other night and has had her games where she's had trouble shooting free throws. I mean, when the first one hit the front of the rim and got the bounce,
Yeah.
probably had to be a huge sigh of relief.
It was for her, I know, but all of us, everyone in the gym. And you're happy about that. You don't know who to, you're just asking them in the huddle who wants to shoot free throws. And
Really, you ask them?
I did,
So you get the
and
ball
I had
to
like
the
3
foul?
people point to Kylie. So
You can see it.
then but she gave it up, and it ends up in Dee Dee's hands. And it's, again, seniors generally make plays in big games, and I thought Dee Dee obviously did, and Steph made some big plays as well, and others did as well. I mean, Kylie's three and Scotty's three was as big as any in the game, I think, too.
Yeah.
So really had a lot of players step up and help us with this win.
Were you able to see from where you were at on C-Cam shot that she was inside the arc?
Yeah, I thought for sure she was. I was like kind of wondering why Courtney didn't stick her hand out to the right and knock it down. But
Yeah,
the one thing, I thought she could have gotten it. But the one thing that, and we made the mistake I don't remember which game. We made a mistake in a game and got sucked in. And the one thing that we wanted to tell them was not to be outside the three-point line. Guard outside, don't come inside the three-point line. And I think Courtney was really determined to stay on her kid outside the three-point line, and that ball, I think, led into the three-point line. And so I don't think she wanted to take a chance to go in there,
Right.
and then something happened and the ball get out. So I probably, it was one of those, I think she could have just stolen it, but, looking back on it, it's probably a good play because the ball landed inside the three. So I thought for sure it was inside the three. I asked, and they said, but from my vantage, it looked like it was definitely inside the three.
Talk about how big Lindsey Mallon throwing the offensive foul in the bucket in the last 3 or 4 seconds was.
Big, huge. I mean, it's a game changer. It's a game-winning play, and again, another senior that steps up, and things that you don't notice about her game.
Yeah, I told her it's 0 points here, but they don't measure heart
No.
desire and all that other
And
stuff on the
she
team.
was exhausted, and it's the same thing. Scotty's going to be good. Katie gives us some good minutes, but there's nothing like a senior point guard and a high IQ guard, and that just keeps your team in games, offensively and defensively. Making plays for other people. And when she wasn't on the floor, we generally didn't run very good offense. So it's another tremendous game by her, and 8 rebounds on top of that. So she really impacted the game.
Talk about what lies ahead now immediately.
Well, I've been watching UCLA, and they're unbelievably athletic, And, you know, they've had top 5 recruiting classes, I think, these last 2 years, maybe even 1 or 2 in the last 2 years, and they have tremendous athletes. So it will be a game of, can we be fundamental and you know, make them make hard twos and keep them off the boards and not get sped up. They really do a good job of, they'll get out in the passing lanes just like the last few teams have and really kind of stymie our offense. But they also will make some mistakes because they play really fast and they push the ball so much. So it'll be a war of 2 styles, you know, and we're going to have to be very fundamental and very solid in what we want to do. But it's just a great situation to be taking this group and playing another game.
You don't know what day yet, no?
No, I haven't heard anything yet.
I heard Thursday, but that could change.
There's nothing concrete yet. So.
Would you like to have it Thursday, maybe a little later in the week to get some preparation in or not?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
But they're playing.
Doesn't matter. We'll take a day off, whether it's tomorrow or Tuesday, you know, I think. But we're ready. They're excited and wanting to play and in that mode of playing, so it doesn't matter how we play. We just get to play.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.